Welcome to another DRAWTOBER video. This week we're going to be working on prompt number 22, and the prompt is flowers. If you're curious as to which list I'm using, I posted it in the last few videos, but I'm still going to put it up again. It's this one by @happyal on Instagram, and of course anyone's free to use it. Even though it's towards the end of the month, you still can use the list and get what you can out of it if you want to. So yeah, let's talk about the drawing. Okay, as stated earlier, I said the prompt was flowers for this week. Although flowers are pretty, and I like looking at them, I'm not too big on the names or what kind of flowers or whatever, which is kind of ironic because in Arabic my name word means a garden of flowers, or like a lot of flowers in one area. So, that's kind of funny to me. Yeah, so for this prompt I ended up struggling a lot because of that reason, that I'm not very like a big flower garden-y person or whatever, so the idea of having a flower in the drawing or having to incorporate it was kind of difficult. At first I had the idea of drawing these three guys in like almost like a photo shoot-esque drawing while they had clothing on that was like flower patterned. But as I was drawing it, I was like, wow, this is like looking like garbage. So I stopped, and that usually never happens when I'm drawing. I'm like, okay, this is pretty okay. Let's keep going and trust the process. This time I was like, no, there is no process. We're done here. I can't do this anymore. As a result of not liking what I was doing when I was drawing the first piece, I was like, okay, let's completely take a different turn on this and just try something simpler that I would like and that I'm more into doing. So I opted out for the vampire holding the rose kind of thing going on, and I've been wanting to draw a vampire for like a while now, but nothing on the prompt list has any like vampire-ish qualities. Maybe Bat did at one point, but like even then I wanted to draw a straight up like pale skin vampire and all that stuff. So I was like, okay, this could be the opportunity that I've wanted to not only draw from a different angle and try a different pose, but to draw the vampire that I want to draw. When drawing him, I wanted to give him, well, basically the qualities that I like to see. There's like no other explanation for that. I did give him the really pale skin to kind of make it look like there's no blood circulating through his body, because he's technically undead, right? Vampires are technically not alive, but they're just like, well, they're alive, but like, I don't know, it's complicated. Every time I read a different vampire thing, I'm like, yo bro, this is getting way too complicated. Who cares anymore? So what I do is the traits of this character include his black hair, his black shirt. Wait, are these technically traits? What is a trait? Hold on a minute. Okay, I just looked it up so I didn't misuse a word. Yes, you can use trait because it's apparently a genetic characteristic of something. So, there we go. Well, actually still no, because I'm talking about... Okay, we're gonna completely forget the word trait, I guess. The things or details that I have going on with this vampire guy is his black hair, black shirt, with a darkish gray choker, along with the red jewel, red eyes, red rose, and then some regular silver pieces for his earring. Now, one thing I'd like to point out, which you've I think probably already seen on the screen, is that I took an image of a rose from Google Chrome, I think it was, and I just kind of put it there onto the drawing for my reference and then went over the rose. Why did I do that? Simple, because I don't know how to draw roses, and frankly what I think is when it comes to an inanimate object like that, such as a rose or a desk or anything that requires you not to create something from scratch, then I think that that's perfectly fine. If the only time I think it's not okay is if you're taking somebody else's character and then tracing over it and then saying, oh yeah, I'm using this as a reference. That is not okay, because that's not your work. That's a character or something that somebody else created and they put their hard work into it. You can't just go over it and be like, oh yeah, I did this. That's wrong. However, if it's something produced by nature, or furniture or something that is very like, how do I put, exact or specific or analytic or any of those words, then I think it's perfectly fine. So like the rose is very complicated, and I don't know how to draw it right now because I don't have the time, even though the last, like, I'm gonna say month, I've been like, I've really got to learn how to draw flowers so I can maybe incorporate some new things into my artwork. I just haven't had the time because I've been like drawing every single day for the month of October. So when I do have the time, I will put it down and, you know, start learning how to draw it. But until then, I just want to have fun and kind of create my own piece. Is the rest of the piece and like the idea, everything still mine? Yes, of course it is, because I drew it. I did it with my intent, and I didn't take anyone else's drawing or did anything. I just used the rose as a reference, and I think that we should all stop beating up on ourselves for that. We use references because they work. They make the drawings look better. Don't sit there and be like hard-headed about it, because I am a lot of the time where I won't use a reference because I'm like, oh, I don't want to, because I just want to be that artist who can do that. No, stop doing that. Just literally look up a reference. It'll make your art so much better, and then use it to your advantage. If it's a person or a pose or whatever, again, use it as a reference. Don't trace over that. So like, piece together multiple drawings of what you want the pose to look like, use that from there. But if it's something as simple as a rose or a chair or whatever, then I really do think it's perfectly fine. Don't think too deep into this kind of stuff. Now, with that being said, I'd like to say my favorite part about the piece is actually his expression. I usually suck with expressions and I never pull through nice enough, but I feel like his is just sultry or seductive enough while carrying the rose, and it doesn't look too overbearing or cartoony. So I kind of really enjoy how his facial expression came through in this piece, because I really feel like it adds more of his personality than if he were to just hold the rose with a blank expression. Now, as for Drawtober, I really do think that since I've started till now, that I've actually gotten a little bit better at drawing. And I'm not saying that in a way to like show off or whatever, but like I'm proud of myself that I've actually increased in my skill a little bit because I've been stepping out of my comfort zone with these prompts. Before, I would never try and do different angles or poses or backgrounds or anything like that, but because I'm trying to push myself to make a real full-blown illustration every single day, I think my skills have increased as a result. And I really do like that about Drawtober, is that it's forcing you to practice and do what you can every single day, so this way you can improve your skills. And I think that that's probably one of the best parts of participating in it, and that's why I wanted to originally participate in it, is to try and see if I would get any better, and so far I did. And from here until the next, I think it's technically 9 days from when this video is up, we'll see if my skills have increased even further till then. So yeah, here's the final piece of the drawing, and I honestly really like how it came out. Thanks for watching, and remember, I love you. Bye.